Right, Hobart S sitting at 28 degrees right now, while Darwin S only nudged 26. Yeah, you heard that right. Is your city about to cop a massive weather shift that'll turn everything upside down? Because we've got severe weather warnings active across 4 states, affecting over 12 million Australians, and the models are showing some pretty wild changes in the next 72 hours. I am breaking down exactly when this hits your area, what to expect, and why tomorrow S update is going to be absolutely critical. Chuck your location in the comments right now and I'll get you a personalised forecast for tomorrow S video. Sydney, you are looking at showers arriving late Monday afternoon around 4 p.m, clearing Tuesday morning. Melbourne, dry until Wednesday arvo, then a cold front smashes through. Brisbane and the Gold Coast, scattered storms Tuesday evening, some could be severe. Perth, you are in for a scorcher, 41 degrees Wednesday with extreme fire danger. Adelaide, rain develops Thursday morning, heaviest through the afternoon. Hobart, staying warm and humid until that southern change arrives Friday. Darwin, typical build-up weather, afternoon storms likely through the week. Now here's the thing. The Bureau of Meteorology has issued severe weather warnings for parts of New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland and South Australia. We're talking damaging winds, heavy rainfall and in some areas large hail. But the timing of when this hits your specific location, that is what we need to nail down. And I'll tell you what, the latest access model run from this morning is showing something quite different to what the European model reckons. This difference, it matters, especially if you are in southeast Queensland or northern New South Wales. Let me walk you through what's happening with the synoptic setup. We've got a low pressure trough deepening across the interior and it is interacting with a moist easterly flow off the Tasman. That combination is what is going to generate the severe weather potential. The jet stream is also diving south, which is going to steer this system, but the exact track that S still got a bit of uncertainty around it. Regional New South Wales, Newcastle and Wollongong, storm activity Monday night into Tuesday. Coffs Harbour, showers intensifying Tuesday afternoon. Wagga Wagga and Dubbo, mainly dry until Wednesday. Victoria, Geelong and the Surf Coast, that Wednesday cold front arrives around lunchtime. Wind gusts to 80 km an hour. Ballarat, Bendigo and Shepparton, rain Wednesday evening. Queensland beyond the southeast, Townsville and Cairns, typical wet season build-up. There is a tropical low being monitored in the Coral Sea, and I'll get to that in about 3 minutes because that could change everything for the coast. Toowoomba and Sunshine Coast storms Tuesday evening, Western Australia, extreme heat. Geraldton, 41 degrees Wednesday, total fire ban day, extreme fire danger rating. This is serious. No outdoor fires, no machinery in grassland. Kalgoorlie pushing 44 degrees midweek. Broome, low 30s with afternoon storms. South Australia, Mount Gambier, cold front Wednesday morning, dropping temperatures by 10 degrees. Whyalla and Port Augusta, rain Thursday, 20 to 30 millimetres possible. Tasmania, Launceston and Devonport, warm and humid until Friday, a southerly change. Northern Territory, Alice Springs cooking at 43 degrees Monday, 42 Tuesday. Katherine, typical wet season conditions, afternoon storms. Canberra, mostly dry until Thursday when showers develop. 31 Monday, dropping to 26 by week is end. Right, let me come back to that tropical low I mentioned. Currently, there is an area of low pressure in the Coral Sea, roughly 800 kilometres northeast of Cairns. Now, Access is showing this staying offshore and weakening, but the European model, it is suggesting this could intensify and potentially track southwest toward the coast later in the week. If the European model is right, we're looking at a very different scenario for coastal Queensland from Mackay up to Cooktown. Heavy rainfall, damaging wind gusts, rough seas. But if Access is right, it stays out at sea and dissipates. Tomorrow morning, S model runs should give us better clarity. This is exactly why you need to check back tomorrow, because if this system does develop and track toward the coast, the warnings will escalate quickly. Let me touch on the fire danger situation because this is critical. Across southern and central Western Australia, extreme fire danger ratings are in place for Wednesday. That means fires that start will spread rapidly and be extremely difficult to control. Total fire bans are in effect. No outdoor fires, no machinery that could spark, no hot works. If you are in these areas, have your bushfire plan ready, know your trigger points, and stay across the latest warnings from Emergency Services WA for South Australia. Very high fire danger Tuesday and Wednesday for the agricultural districts. Again, total fire bans in place. Stay informed. Parts of New South Wales and Victoria, we're re-looking at high to very high fire danger ratings for Monday and Tuesday before that change comes through. Once the cold front passes and we get some rain, the danger drops significantly. Now, rainfall totals expected. Southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales, if those severe storms fire up Tuesday evening, localised falls of 50 to 80 millimetres possible under intense cells. Most areas 10 to 25 mils. Victoria with that cold front. Melbourne 15 to 30 millimetres, ranges 40 to 60 mils. Gippsland coastal areas up to 70 millimetres. South Australia, Adelaide Thursday 20 to 40 millimetres. Tasmania Friday 10 to 20 mils, more on the west coast. One thing I should clarify, when I meet talking about these severe storm risks Tuesday, I am specifically talking about the potential for storms to reach severe criteria. That wind gusts over 90 kilometres per hour, hail over 2 centimetres in diameter, or very heavy rainfall leading to flash flooding. Not every storm will be severe, but the ingredients are there for some storms to reach that threshold. The Bureau will issue specific severe thunderstorm warnings when and if storms develop and look like they're going to meet that criteria. Hang on, let me check the latest observations because I want to make sure I am giving you the most current information. Right, as of the last hour, we've got coastal stations from the mid-north coast of New South Wales up through southeast Queensland showing increasing humidity and dew points climbing. That moist easterly flow I mentioned earlier, it the fuel for those storms tomorrow. Current temperatures just after 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Sydney 28 degrees, Melbourne 32, Brisbane 31, Perth 37, Adelaide 34, Hobart 28, Darwin 32, Canberra 33. The feels like temperatures are significantly higher in the humid areas. Brisbane feels like 38, Sydney feels like 35. That humidity is making it pretty uncomfortable. For those of you on the coast, beach conditions, Sydney beaches, moderate swell Monday and Tuesday, 1 to 1.5 metres, increasing Wednesday. Newcastle beaches similar. Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast, bit calmer, around 1 metre Tuesday, increasing to 1.5 to 2 metres Wednesday. Melbourne beaches, that Wednesday change brings choppy conditions, 2 to 3 metres by late afternoon. Perth beaches mostly calm this week, 0.5 to 1 metre. Adelaide beaches increasing from Thursday 1.5 to 2 metres. Hobart calm until Friday, then building to 2 metres. Now, there's one location that could cop something unexpected, and that the central tablelands of New South Wales, places like Orange, Bathurst, Oberon. You on the edge of this system, and depending on exactly where that low tracks, you could either miss out completely or get hammered with severe storms Tuesday night. The difference in those scenarios is only about 100 kilometres in the low track. That's why the uncertainty is frustrating but honest. We'll have a much better idea tomorrow, right? If you haven't already, chuck your location in the comments. I am going through them tonight and I'll give you specific updates in tomorrow's video. The more details you give me, the better I can tailor the forecast. If you are in a regional area, definitely let me know because I want to make sure I am covering your location. Let talk temperatures through the week. Melbourne, 32 Monday, 34 Tuesday, dropping to 22 Wednesday. That is a 12-degree drop in 24 hours. Sydney, more gradual, 31 Monday, down to 25 Thursday. Brisbane, staying warm and humid, low to mid-30s all week. Perth, 39 Monday, 40 Tuesday, 41 Wednesday, then 35 Thursday. Adelaide, 36 early week, 24 Wednesday after the change. Hobart, late 20s until Friday, then low 20s. Darwin, low 30s all week. Canberra, mid 30s early week, mid 20s by week end. Overnight minimums, Sydney 22 to 24, quite humid. Melbourne 20 to 22 early, 16 after the change. Brisbane not below 24 all week. Perth 23 to 26. Adelaide 22 early, 15 after change. Hobart 19 to 21. Darwin 26. Canberra 18 to 20 early, 14 by Friday. The models are showing a potential second system for next weekend. Both Access and European models hint at another low developing in the Bight and moving east. That is 7 to 9 days out with massive uncertainty, but worth tracking. I'll update you daily on this. Actually, I should be more specific about the wind situation because this matters for a lot of you. That Wednesday cold front, as it crosses the Victorian coast, we're re-looking at northerly winds ahead of it gusting to 70 kilometres per hour. Then a sharp wind change to strong southwesterlies gusting 80 to 90 k's an hour. That is damaging wind gusts that'll bring down tree branches, could cause power outages. Secure loose outdoor items Tuesday night if you are in Melbourne, Geelong, the Bellarine, Mornington Peninsula for New South Wales with those severe storms. Tuesday, wind gusts in the storms could exceed 100 kilometres per hour in the most intense cells. That's the kind of wind that damages roofs, brings down trees, creates dangerous driving conditions. South Australia, that system Thursday brings northeast winds gusting to 60 k's an hour ahead of the rain, then a change to gusty southerlies. Perth through your hot period midweek, easterly winds, hot and dry. That is what's creating that extreme fire danger. No sea breeze relief those days. If there's one thing to remember from this forecast, it is that the next 72 hours are critical for getting a better handle on that Coral Sea tropical low. The difference between it staying offshore and tracking toward the coast is enormous for Queensland. Staying offshore, you just get your typical summer storms. Tracking on shore, we re-talking a significant rainfall event, potentially coastal flooding, rough seas. That is why tomorrow's update is so important. Let me give you some specific timings for Monday because I know a lot of you are planning outdoor activities. Sydney, morning mostly sunny, cloud building from midday, first showers around 4 p.m, heavy falls possible evening. Melbourne, mostly sunny all day Monday, staying dry. Brisbane, morning partly cloudy, storms developing western suburbs from 2 p.m, spreading to coast by 5 p.m. Perth, sunny and hot, no rain. Adelaide, mostly sunny, staying dry. Hobart, partly cloudy, staying dry. Darwin, morning partly cloudy, storms from 3 p.m. Canberra, mostly sunny, staying dry. For Tuesday, this is when things ramp up for the east coast. Sydney, morning showers clearing, then storms developing late afternoon, severe storm risk evening. Melbourne, partly cloudy, still ahead of that change, staying dry. Brisbane, morning partly cloudy, storms from midday, severe storm risk afternoon and evening. Perth, sunny and very hot, extreme fire danger. Adelaide, mostly sunny, hot. Hobart, partly cloudy, warm. Darwin, storms likely afternoon. Canberra, partly cloudy, slight shower chance late. Wednesday, the big change day for the south. Sydney, morning showers, easing afternoon, cooler. Melbourne, morning dry, rain and storms from lunchtime as front arrives. Gusty winds. Brisbane, morning showers clearing, afternoon partly cloudy. Perth, hot with extreme fire danger, dry. Adelaide, mostly sunny early, staying dry. Hobart, partly cloudy. Darwin, storms likely. Canberra, morning showers developing. I know this is a lot of information and weather forecasting isn't an exact science, especially when we're re-dealing with severe thunderstorm potential and that tropical low situation. What I can promise you is I'll be updating this every single day, sometimes twice a day if that Coral Sea low becomes a more immediate threat. The Bureau of Meteorology does an excellent job with their warnings, so make sure you re-across their latest severe weather warnings and forecasts as well. Check back tomorrow because we'll have those updated model runs. I'll have better information on that tropical low and I'll be responding to your location requests in the comments. The weather pattern is active, there is a lot happening and things can change quickly. For tonight, Monday night, most of you are looking at mild to warm conditions. The storm areas, New South Wales, mid-north coast, southeast Queensland, you might get woken up by thunder and lightning if those storms develop overnight. Otherwise, relatively quiet night for most. I really appreciate you watching, and genuinely, your comments help me make these forecasts more relevant to you. If I'm not covering your area in enough detail, let me know. If there is something specific you need to know for work or plans, put it in the comments. I read them and I do my best to address them in the next video. Tomorrow's video will be up by 9 a.m. Eastern Time, possibly earlier if that tropical low situation develops significantly overnight. Stay safe, especially those of you in the fire danger areas midweek and the severe storm risk areas Tuesday. Take the warning seriously. They re there for a reason. Write that S where we re at. Active weather week ahead. Plenty of uncertainty still to resolve, and I'll see you tomorrow with updated information.